I saw this group of people on a stage influence the way that in that venue was about 30,000 people. So they influenced the way that those 30,000 people were feeling in their lives. That group of people had the ability to shift the emotion and the feeling inside of the people that were in that room. And I recognize that, but I also recognize that when the concert was over, when we left, we went outside, that feeling began to wane very quickly, and the people needed something outside of themselves to create that feeling again. In that time, they were vinyl records and cassette tapes. They needed to have something to respond to for them to have the experience.
Gregg Braden explores how music and words deeply affect our emotions. Drawing from personal encounters, Braden describes witnessing large audiences profoundly moved by music and speeches. He emphasizes the unique power of these experiences, noting the collective emotional shifts they evoke within audiences. Let's imagine a motivational speaker inspiring a crowd. As they passionately convey a message of resilience and achievement, the audience feels a surge of optimism and determination. Braden underscores how both music and speeches can stir our hearts and minds, sparking feelings of joy, nostalgia, or inspiration. However, Braden also highlights the transient nature of these emotional experiences. Once the music ends or the speech concludes, the intensity often fades. People may seek external stimuli, like music playlists or motivational videos, to reignite those feelings. This demonstrates how our emotions are influenced by external factors and can fluctuate over time.
But the science gives us a reason to think differently about ourselves, and it's based on honest, truthful, factual information, if it's good science. And from that, we begin to think of ourselves differently, and we are changed in the presence of new understandings. It all comes down to our story. What we're talking about is our story. It doesn't have to be technical, but our story, our lives literally are based upon our story. We solve our problems, we choose our relationships, we heal our bodies, we choose our politics, we build our society, all based upon the way we've been taught to think about ourselves. And what's happening right now, and I think we all know this, is our story is changing. And there is a battle, Rob. There's a battle for our story. There's a battle for our thoughts, for our beliefs. There's a battle for our very humanness that is unfolding, and it's happening right in front of us. Many people don't recognize it because it is compartmentalized, but it is happening right now on the mainstream of the world stage. So I go back to those experiences as a scientist today, through the eyes of what I now know. And I know that the most fundamental act, the most radical act of empowerment that any of us can embrace is to honor the deep truth of our story. Not the story necessarily that we've been coerced into accepting or believing, not the story maybe that came from our family or our religion or our education, academia or our political affiliations, but the true story of our relationship with ourselves, with the world around us, with one another, with the past, with the future, with the cosmos, and if we believe in a higher power. And in the presence of that story, we are changed, and that gives new significance to what's unfolding in our lives. It's a celebration that moves us from the fear into the freedom of self-mastery. And the science is now telling us literally the self-regulation of our own biology. What could be more powerful than to be able to self-regulate, upregulate and downregulate genes to enhance your immune response on demand, to awaken longevity enzymes on demand, to create resilience to a changing world on demand, deep states of intuition, and so much more? What could be more powerful than to awaken to that possibility now in the presence of a world that's changing faster than we can document it in our textbook? So it's a long answer to a short question, but the science for me I recognized at an early age that it was a language that would help me personally to understand my relationship to the world that I was drawn to, and it comforted me in times of extremes. And I think that's true for all of us today.
Gregg Braden underscores the transformative role of science in reshaping our understanding of ourselves and the world. Scientific discoveries can challenge established beliefs, offering new perspectives and empowering us to regulate our biology and beliefs. For instance, breakthroughs in medicine can revolutionize healthcare practices, providing more effective treatments and empowering patients to make informed decisions about their health. Additionally, Braden highlights the significance of personal narratives in shaping our experiences and interactions. Our beliefs about ourselves, our relationships, and our place in the world influence our behaviors and outcomes. By recognizing the power of our stories, we can challenge limiting beliefs and rewrite empowering narratives that align with our aspirations. For example, individuals who internalize positive narratives about their abilities are likely to approach challenges with confidence and resilience. Conversely, those influenced by negative narratives may struggle with self-doubt and insecurity, hindering their potential for growth and success. Braden's message emphasizes the importance of embracing evidence-based knowledge and conscious storytelling to lead healthier, more fulfilling lives. By leveraging the power of science and personal narratives, we can shape our realities and unlock our full potential.
When it comes to an affirmation, affirmations can be powerful, and for some people they're not. And a lot of people say, well, you know, if the affirmation is so powerful, how come I'm not experiencing the effect? What scientists tell us is the average human speaks to themselves, consciously or unconsciously. We have thoughts spinning around in our brain, about 60 to 80,000 thoughts per day. Some of those thoughts are the words to the songs, and they are the affirmations. Neuroscientist Andrew Newberg tells us, Newberg is his name, I'm sorry, in his work that a single word has the power to change the genes that create stress or relieve stress in our lives. He's telling us that something within us has the ability to shift to the very core of our expression. So we know that words are powerful. The key to a successful affirmation is that we must communicate with the subconscious part of our mind, number one. Number two, we must communicate in a language that the subconscious recognizes. And this is where, you can say, I had a friend of mine when I was working in the corporations that had affirmations all over his office, all over his computer screen. They were on little Post-it notes in the car we would carpool in. My perfect mate is manifesting for me now. My perfect mate is manifesting for me now. That was his affirmation. And I said, do you say these things? He goes, oh man, I say them about 1,000,000 times a day. I said, do they work for you? He says, nah. These things don't work. And I said, well, why do you think they don't work? And he said, look at me. He says, I'm an engineer. I'm a slob. He said, I wear the same clothes to work 3 out of 5 days during the week, and the bottom line, by the time he finished describing himself to me, even he didn't believe that he was worthy of his perfect mate manifesting for him now. So he was saying the words, but he was not. There was the underlying emotion, and what he was actually feeding into his system was counter to what those words were saying. So it's not enough to say the words. When we go into our most ancient and cherished spiritual traditions, those words are what become the prayers. And for many people, and I know you've heard this as well, a lot of people feel that prayer is broken, that the world doesn't work today the way it worked in biblical times, that we have lost our power and that we have no ability to communicate with a greater power, with God, with the forces around us. And it's largely because the secrets, the deep truth of our relationship, the fundamental physics of our relationship to our world have been minced and parceled and in many cases deleted from the texts, leaving us with a sense that we are essentially powerless beings. And if you are powerless, then you are a victim. And if you're a victim, you need a savior. And that savior is coming to us on a silver plate in terms of technology, in terms of political leaders. I will save you if you just do these things. And this is why I say I think one of the most powerful acts and the most radical act we can do is to think for ourselves, original thinking based upon the deep truth of our relationship to our bodies and the earth, not based upon the false assumptions of obsolete science that permeate our academic world right now. It's one of the reasons I left academia. It's one of the reasons many of my colleagues who are in this genre, who are very well-respected scientists, have left academia because they were not allowed to share with students and in their writings and their papers what they had found in their research that reflects a very different reality. For me, it's good news. It's a beautiful message of hope and possibility.
Gregg Braden explores the profound impact of affirmations and words on our thoughts, emotions, and experiences. He suggests that the language we use, both internally and externally, has the power to shape our reality and influence the outcomes we experience in life. To illustrate this concept, let's consider the example of positive self-talk. Imagine someone who consistently tells themselves, "I am capable, I am worthy, and I am deserving of success." By repeating these affirmations regularly, this individual reinforces positive beliefs about their abilities and self-worth. As a result, they may approach challenges with greater confidence and resilience, ultimately achieving their goals and aspirations. Conversely, imagine another person who constantly engages in negative self-talk, telling themselves, "I am not good enough, I will never succeed, and I don't deserve happiness." These negative affirmations can create a self-fulfilling prophecy, leading to feelings of inadequacy, fear of failure, and ultimately, missed opportunities for growth and fulfillment. Braden emphasizes that the key to effective affirmations lies not only in the words themselves, but also in the underlying emotions and beliefs that accompany them. Merely reciting positive affirmations without genuinely believing in them may yield limited results. Instead, it's essential to cultivate a deep sense of belief and conviction in the affirmations we use, aligning our thoughts, words, and actions with our desired outcomes. Moreover, Braden underscores the importance of communicating with the subconscious mind, which plays a significant role in shaping our beliefs and behaviors. By using affirmations that resonate with the subconscious and speaking the language it understands, we can create profound shifts in our thought patterns and belief systems. The discussions led by Gregg Braden shed light on the profound influence of music, words, science, and affirmations on our emotions, perspectives, and sense of self. Through compelling examples and insights, we've learned how music and speeches can stir our hearts, how scientific discoveries can reshape our understanding of the world, how our narratives shape our experiences, and how affirmations can empower us to manifest our desired realities. As we reflect on these topics, let us remember the power we hold within ourselves to shape our stories, beliefs, and experiences. By embracing the transformative potential of positive affirmations, cultivating a deeper understanding of scientific truths, and honoring the narratives that define us, we can chart a course toward personal growth, fulfillment, and empowerment. In the journey of life, may we continue to explore the depths of our inner power, harness the wisdom of science, and celebrate the beauty of our unique stories. Together, let us strive to create a world where positivity, understanding, and self-mastery reign supreme. And now, I leave you with a question. How will you harness the power of words, science, and personal narrative to shape your reality and manifest your dreams? Thanks for watching.